Hi, I'm Rachel Gray. Welcome to my cooking channel. A few weeks ago, I showed you how to make a Hootnanny pancake. And today, I'm going to do a little bit of a twist on that Hootnanny pancake, apple cinnamon pancake. It's a really easy, delicious variation on the Hootnanny pancake, and I think you're really gonna like it. So let's get started. The first thing we wanna do is preheat our oven to 450 degrees. This is a Fuji apple. Any sort of tart apple will work, a Granny Smith or a Pink Lady or anything like that. That's all good. And I'm just gonna peel the skin off of my apple. And I kind of flatten the bottom and the top. That way I know where the core is. And then I just take my knife and I go down each side. And then I have my core and I just throw that away. Then I just take my apple and I slice it up. And once all my apples are sliced, I put them into a bowl. And I squeeze a little lemon on them. I squeeze it through my hand, that way if there's any seeds, it doesn't get on them. And then I'm just gonna give them a quick toss and set them aside, and this will keep them from browning. We're gonna use 1/4 cup of butter, but we're gonna divide that into 2 separate parts. So the first part, we're gonna use 2 tablespoons. I'm just gonna put that in the dish and we're gonna melt that. And I'm actually gonna cut it one more time so it melts faster. And just like I did with Hootnannies, I'm gonna put this in the oven and I'm just gonna melt it. So the butter's now melted and I'm just gonna go ahead and put this dish aside. With these 2 tablespoons of butter, we're going to put them on top at a later time. And I want them to stay cold, so I'm just gonna put them back in the refrigerator until I'm ready for them. So I'm gonna start with 4 eggs and I'm gonna put those first. That way I get less lumps when I mix it together. Then I'm just gonna add a little teeny bit of salt, 1/4 teaspoon. And I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. I'm going to add 3/4 cup of flour. You'll notice the proportions are a little bit different for this, but it's basically the same. And 3/4 cup of milk. And then I'm just gonna whisk that together, or you can use beaters, whatever you've got. And it's okay if it has a few lumps. And now I'm going to pour it into my glass dish. I'm gonna take my apples and then I'm just gonna lay them across the top. And now all the apples are on the batter. I just carefully put this in my 450 degree oven and I'm gonna bake it for about 8 minutes until it's just set and maybe starting to pull up a little bit on the edges, but we don't want it to puff quite yet. And then I'm gonna pull it out and top it with my topping. And then I'll put it back in. While our apple pancakes are cooking, we're gonna put together the topping. So I need 1/4 cup of sugar. That's white sugar, and 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and 1 1/4 teaspoons of cinnamon. And I'm just gonna take a fork and I'm just gonna mix that together. One more thing we want to do is take these 2 tablespoons of butter and just cube them up. And this is why I wanted to make it cold. I just wait till the very end, that way they stay into cubes. I've just taken my apple pancake out of the oven. You'll see how it's just starting to puff around the outside, but it's just set. There's maybe just like a little bit wet right there. That's perfect, that's what you want. I'm going to take my cinnamon mixture and I'm just going to sprinkle it all across the top. And because it's hot and it hits it, oh, it smells so good. This is gonna be delicious. Okay. And then I'm just gonna take my butter cubes and I'm just gonna dot the top with butter. And now I'm going to put it back in the oven, 450 degrees, for 6 minutes, and then it'll be done. Okay, so I just took this out. It's been 6 minutes. Look how puffy it's gotten, and it's got that beautiful brown sugar topping on it. And you just cut this into slices and serve it. It's a real crowd pleaser, and it's super easy, so try this recipe today. You can find this recipe and over 200 other recipes on my blog, cookingwithrachel101.com. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Thanks for watching.